Hey, good evening, attendees. Welcome and thank you for joining our webinar on self care practices for creators and entrepreneurs. Again, we're back to our regular episode, and this is our 27th episode since the beginning of this webinar series. Again, it's good to be back. I am Jeannie Sun, founder of Quiet Marketing, a proud member of Connected Women Philippines. I've been doing webinars for 2 years now and recently founded Quiet Marketing as an avenue for aspiring marketers and entrepreneurs to stay updated on the latest marketing trends and insights. And before we begin with our webinar, please do engage in the live chat. Type present if you're here and let us know where you're tuning in. Let's all maintain a safe and professional space for everyone. You can drop your questions as early as now and we'll address it later on after our discussion. You can shout out your friends and your school, of course. Don't forget to say goodbye at the end of our webinar, alright? So this is your unconventional webinar. No fluff marketing, no long intros, no blah blah blah, just straight to the point marketing insights that saves you time and energy, because we know that your time is valuable. As a marketer, an entrepreneur, or a business student, we're always thinking about business strategy and deadlines, pero palagi nating nakakalimutan that we ourselves matter too. Okay? What's the point of hitting your targets, scaling clients, or finishing the semester kung ubos ka na, kung hindi ka okay, or your work won't be okay either? So that's where self-care comes in, not as a reward but as a requirement for the life and impact you're trying to build. Okay? So let's begin with our discussion. What is self-care really? So it's not just about spa days or logging off. Self-care is a system, a strategy, a daily decision to protect your peace and fuel your growth. And this is your foundation, because your business, your art, or your ideas, they can thrive if you keep on breaking down. And of course, why self-care is crucial? Let's break it down. Of course, it prevents burnout. Burnout isn't just being tired, it's when passion turns into pressure. It sharpens your mind, your decision making, your ideas and creativity flow better when you're well, right? It can also boost your productivity. So rest doesn't slow you down, it resets your power, okay? It lowers your stress and your anxiety. Your peace is your superpower. It also increases joy, the kind that lasts even when things get hard. It helps you lead. When you're centered, you lead with more heart and clarity. Okay? So, ano naman ang broken back reminder natin? So, if we go deeper, we always hear the quote, you can pour from an empty cup. But in entrepreneurship and hustle culture, we ignore that. We try to build empires on broken backs. So, you cannot lead a team if you can't lead yourself back to rest. You cannot show up for your clients, your projects, or your people if you're running on fumes. You cannot create ideas if your brain is begging for sleep and silence. So, di ba madalas nagtataka tayo kung bakit walang creative juices na lumalabas, because we also need rest. That's why, imagine if you're building a house while your hands are bleeding, you're not just slowing down, you're setting yourself up for collapse. So, self-care, mahalagang tandaan that self-care isn't selfish. It's not weakness. It's not a weakness. It's your protection. So, it's saying, my dream deserves a healthy version of me. And that version of you It doesn't run on stress or overwork. That version of you runs on clarity, balance, and boundaries. And ano naman itong proactive and reactive self-care? Here's the real difference. Think of proactive self-care like charging your phone before it hits 5%. You're maintaining your energy before it crashes. But reactive self-care, that's like scrambling to find a charger when your phone already died. So you're forced to stop everything just to survive. So for entrepreneurs and students, they're often guilty about this because it can look like skipping meals until the headache hits. 'Di ba? Nagtataka tayo bakit sumasakit yung mga ulo natin. Is because we skip meals and we don't work out, we don't do exercise. So working through weekends also until you reset everything. Crying at midnight over a deadline when your body's screaming, please rest. See, diba? Proactive self-care is your power. It's when you set your boundaries before it even hits burnout. It's when you listen to your body before it crashes. It's when you plan breaks not as rewards, but as essential like food or sleep. Kaya if you find yourself always in survival mode, you need to pause and then ask, what would it look like if I cared for myself before I needed rescuing? Okay? So, a wrap-up reminder for this slide is that self-care isn't what you do after already breaking down. It's what you build into your life so that you don't break down. Okay? Alright, next we have practical self-care strategies for creators and entrepreneurs. Let's be honest, we talk about the grind culture every time that like it's a badge of honor. But what if real flex is being so in tune with yourself, you don't have to break just to feel accomplished. So let's get into the kind of self-care that actually works in life, not just on Sundays, not just on spa days or journaling once a year. Okay? Of course, number one, we have sleep, right? So sleep is your silent power. You think you need 8 hours, but no, you need rest that actually works for you. When you don't sleep enough, your brain lags and your ideas it blurs and your motivation missing in action. Let your rest match your reality. You can do power nap, sleep in where you need, and stop treating exhaustion like it's a badge. Okay? And of course, eat, drink, and live. Skipping meals because of deadlines, I've been there, but food fuels your brain and your sanity. Hydrate, eat, and snack smart. Okay? Your business will not collapse if you pause to eat. Pero you might. Okay? And also move your body. Clear your mind. You don't need to be a gym rat. Kahit quick walk lang habang nag-iisip ng next caption for your social media posters. Movement boosts your mood and it resets your brain and calms you down. So find what feels good, like you can dance, you can walk, you can clean your room while blasting music. That also counts. That actually counts, right? So boundaries are also self-respect, meaning you don't wait until you're burned out before you're saying no to other people. You are not on call 24/7. So you remind yourself that about that. Let your clients, your team, and even your friends know your limits. Boundary is not a wall. It's your door of control. Open and close it as needed. Okay? And we also have taking time off versus taking time away. Clocking out doesn't count if your brain's still on. So unplug, no emails, no quick replies, no mentally rewriting that pitch. Step fully away. Whether it's staycation or 10 minutes on the floor, staring at the ceiling, disconnect to reconnect. And you also have digital detoxing, logging out to tap in. Sometimes you just need to leave your phone. Silence the noise. No Instagram, no TikTok, no social media. Let your brain breathe. Your notifications can wait. Okay? Also, reflect, reset, and repeat. Success without reflection is equals to burnout waiting to happen. So you ask yourself, what's working? What's draining me? What needs to shift? Okay? Reflection is not just self-doubt, it's self-check. Okay? Learn outside your hustle. Try something unrelated to your job. It could be painting, it could be baking, dancing, even watching birds flying. Why not? Your brain needs to play to grow. Okay? You might turn into new hobbies, new neural pathways. It's equal to a better and stronger, more grounded you. Stay human, stay connected. Talk to someone outside your business bubble. Call a friend, laugh, and vent. Also, remember you exist outside your work too. Your community is your anchor, right? Celebrate the small stuff. Your answered emails today, ito yung mga isa na minsan nakakalimutan natin, is to celebrate small stuff. Like, for example, in my case, when I check my emails and I check my labels, when I finish some of the labels, that makes me really happy, and sometimes I celebrate it quietly. So celebrate. No win is too small to honor. You're not just surviving, you're learning how to thrive. Real self-care isn't the one-time fix. It's the quiet, consistent decision to choose yourself every day, even when no one's clapping for it. Okay? And then, of course, recognizing and addressing burnouts. That invisible thing creeping up on you while you keep telling yourself, konting push pa. But the truth is, burnout doesn't show up with fireworks. It whispers until you crash. So let's just break it down. Some of the things that manifest burnout. So some signs of burnout is, of course, if you're tired, but sleep doesn't fix it. You're working pero wala kang gana. Your head's full but ideas are empty. You snap easily, you forget things, or just don't care. And that's not laziness. It's your body waving a red flag. Something is off. Please listen. Okay? And then stress versus anxiety. Stress is like a traffic jam. Annoying, but you know it'll pass. Anxiety is waking up feeling stuck even when there's no traffic. So stress comes from outside. It could be deadlines, pressure. Anxiety lingers from within. Overthinking, fear of failing. Recognizing the differences between stress and anxiety helps you treat the right wound. Okay? You also have identifying the root cause. Burnout isn't just about working too much. Sometimes it's working alone too often, not seeing results, feeling unappreciated, doing work that doesn't light you up. So ask yourself, what's really draining me? It's not always the task, but the why behind doing it. Okay? And then taking control back. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. You start small. Say no to one thing that drains you. Take a guilt-free day off. Adjust your goals, not just your deadlines. And you're not starting over, you're starting smarter. And of course, revisit your stressors. Look around you. What are you tolerating that you don't have to? Okay? Maybe it's a toxic culture. Maybe it's the pressure to be productive 24/7. So you reassess and you realign. You're allowed to evolve. You're allowed to outgrow what once worked for you. Okay? So burnout isn't weakness, it's a wake-up call. It's your body and soul asking for better, and you're allowed to listen. Okay, so let's be real. When we're building something, it takes bigger energy. But if you keep pouring from an empty cup, eventually you'll run dry. That's why self-care isn't a luxury. It's part of the business plan. And here's what we need. Self-care is a strategic investment, ownership of your time, and rest as fuel. Okay? When we say self-care as a strategic investment, think of self-care like reinvesting in your own business, except you are the business. When you're well rested, fed, supported, and inspired, you make better calls, bounce back faster, and move smarter. Because success isn't just about efforts, it's also about capacity. And your capacity is powered by how you take care of your mental health, your physical, and your emotional battery. Okay? Ownership of your time. Time is your currency. And guess what? You don't need permission to use it wisely. Being busy isn't always about being productive. So sometimes it's just being overwhelmed. You're not just managing your task, you're managing your energy. So own your time like you own your brand intentionally. And some examples could be blocking non-negotiable rest hours, batch creative work during your peak energy, and say no to low value noise. You're not lazy for needing space. You're just finally protecting what matters. And that's you, right? And rest as fuel is that you don't win by burning out. You win by showing up with your whole self, not just what's left of you. So rest is where your clarity returns, your ideas breathe, your spark comes back. It's not just break from work, it's the engine of your work. So if you want to lead with power, you need to rest with purpose. Okay? So a real talk reminder for this is that you are the strategy. So take care of the human behind the hustle. Okay? And then self-care is a journey, not a one-time fix. Okay? So self-care isn't a weekend retreat, a face mask, or the one yoga class you finally went on. That's not about it. It's actually about the process. It could mean messy, it could be non-linear, but deeply necessary. Okay? So ongoing journey is an ongoing exploration. You don't finish self-care like it's a task on your to-do list. It's not, okay na ako, okay na to. Ay, di ba? Na, okay na ako, I journal today, I'm healed. No, that's not actually self-care. Every season of your life in your business will ask for a different version of you. So your self-care, it evolves with you. Every time you pause, you reflect and ask, What do I need right now? So you're honoring your journey. Okay? Reflect and adjust. Real growth doesn't happen in grind mode. It happens in the quiet moments when you zoom out, review, and then you reset. Okay? So celebrate what's working and then let go of what's draining you and adjust what no longer align. Okay? Because the goal is not perfection, it's sustainability. So, you set regular time, kahit 30 minutes a week, to check in with yourself like you would a project. What's thriving? What's missing? What do I need more of? Okay? So, this is how you grow with intention, not just momentum. Protect your routines. Your self-care routines, guard them. Yes, life gets busy. Yes, work piles up. But if you drop everything for the business and that you lose yourself in the process, was it really worth it? Okay? You don't need to apologize for resting. You don't need to justify joy. Your peace is productive. Your energy is an asset and your well-being is your foundation. So protect it like it's the most important part of your strategy because it is. Okay? And a real talk here is that the journey isn't about doing more, it's about honoring yourself more. And the more that you grow, the more your self-care should grow with you. Right? So this is actually just a short webinar, just a reminder that you need to take care of yourself too. So let's slow down for a minute. You've been showing up for your goals, for your deadlines, for your clients, for your family. But here's the question we rarely ask. Have you been showing up for yourself? Because no matter how smart or skilled or driven you are, you cannot pour from an empty cup. And you cannot scale something beautifully while your soul feels small. Okay? So entrepreneurship, marketing, content creation, these things will stretch you. They'll ask a lot from you. So it's not weakness to pause, it's wisdom. And when you give yourself that space to breathe, to rest, to reset, you don't fall behind. You come back clearer, deeper, and stronger. And of course, your business grows better when you do. Your creativity flows when you're not running on fumes. Your purpose shines when you're not burned out. So maybe this is your permission to start treating your well-being as part of the work and not separate from it. Because in this journey, you are your most important investment. And if this resonates with you, please do share it with your friends who needs this reminder too. And before the chase the next big goal, please pause, check in with the one chasing it. And that is you. Alright, so that wraps up our July 5 episode 27 self-care practices for creators and entrepreneurs. Please do support the work that I do. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, join our Facebook group, and like and follow our Facebook page, Quiet Marketing, where you will get of course the latest updates and upcoming webinars. And speaking of upcoming webinars, check out our July 12 episode, launch your own professional digital marketing website using Canva. We also have July 19, build a profitable personal brand with AI. July 26, choosing the right social media marketing platforms for businesses. And we also have one out for August, how to become a full stack marketer like myself. And as a reminder, you can also request for certificates from our concluded and past webinars. Check out our Google form link here in the live chat. We'll also send your e-certificates straight to your email after this session for our topic today, July 5, self-care practices for content creators and entrepreneurs. So once again, guys, please do check the final few steps before we release your e-certificates. And I'll see you on our next episode, July 12. Launch your own professional digital marketing website using Canva. Right? Thank you all so much for being here. Appreciate you all. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.